Good morning, this is your 10 a.m. daily weather briefing. Seeing cloudy conditions out there at this time with temperatures in the low 50s and still seeing a fairly light onshore breeze. Overall expecting mostly cloudy conditions to continue as we move through the day today, and we'll see a mild day ahead with a very low end chance of seeing any rain during our working hours today, but we'll see rain becoming likely as we move through the overnight, as we'll have a cold front moving through the area. Take a look at the current surface analysis. We have a boundary just to our south. It's going to be lifting northward as a warm front, keeping things mild today, and that will potentially provide some forcing, maybe enough to get a light shower or sprinkle, but again, that's not looking likely at this time as we move through working hours. The main rain threat will come as this boundary off to the west moves through the area, mainly as we go into the late evening and overnight time frame, bringing, again, likely shower chances and even a slight chance of maybe an isolated thunderstorm with that activity as it moves through. If we look at our upper level winds from this morning, sounding had some northeasterly winds near the surface, becoming southwesterly to westerly as we go up through the column. Our peak wind today was 37 knots at 25,000 feet, and the freezing level is at 10,600 feet. If we look at our current visible satellite, we can see plenty of clouds in the area continuing to stream through the area from the southwest towards the northeast, and expecting that to remain the case as we move through our working hours today, keeping things mostly cloudy to possibly overcast at times. We look at the high resolution model, see what we can expect. Again, dry conditions expected as we move through our working hours today. You can see some light radar returns here, indicating that very low end chance of maybe a light sprinkle around the area, but nothing too impactful. As we get into the later part of the evening, we'll see some gustier winds ahead of the boundary, and then we'll see that boundary start to approach the area with those rain showers pushing through. Best chance of seeing some rain will be as we get past the 20 local time frame, more so as we pass the 22 local time frame. That's going to see the most likely chance of those showers moving through, as well as that slight chance of a thunderstorm with this activity. And the best chance of rain will wrap up as we pass the 2 a.m. time frame, but still continuing some low-end chances until we get to about 4 a.m. as that front starts to push through. We'll also see those winds ramping up a bit as that front pushes through and just behind the front. And then as we get into Thursday, we'll see quickly clearing skies behind the front, and we'll see dry conditions and more seasonable temperatures moving in, and overall dry conditions will prevail until we get into the Friday time frame, as we'll see increasing clouds overnight Thursday night into Friday. With mostly cloudy conditions as we move into the day Friday, we'll see an area of low pressure tracking just off the coast to the northeast, and that's going to bring some moisture into the area as we move through mainly the Friday afternoon and evening time frame. As you can see, model indicating some radar returns, possibly signaling for some light shower activity or light sprinkle, but again, not looking like any significant accumulation with this or really any kind of strong shower, so not too impactful as we move through our Friday and into the weekend. We zoom out here looking starting at Friday evening, we'll see that area of low pressure start tracking away from the area, and we'll see that along with upper level trough pull in some much colder air as we move into the weekend time frame, looking at well below average temperatures and some cold conditions, particularly as we get towards the end of midpoint and end of the weekend here. We'll see some slightly breezy to breezy conditions as that low passes and tracks away from the area and that colder air starts to move in, but overall things looking dry and a mix of partly to mostly cloudy conditions, and that continues as we go into the beginning of next week. We'll start to see the upper level flow flattening out a bit, bringing some milder or more seasonable conditions into the area as we get into the start of next week and into the middle of the week. Overall looking dry through the extended forecasts. Does look like potential for some unsettled weather moving in as we get towards the second part of next week. So looking at the 24-hour weather bridge chart for today, expecting green conditions as we move through our working hours today. We'll see those winds staying out of the southeast as we get into the afternoon, and then becoming more south-southwesterly as that front lifts through the area, 7 to 12, 8 to 13 knots. And we'll see mild conditions with our high expected around 59 degrees. And again, mostly cloudy to overcast conditions expected as we move through our working hours. Going into the evening, increasing clouds, and we'll see those bases lowering, and we pick up that first chance of precip as we pass the 20 local time frame, looking at an orange risk at this time, and that continues until about 4 a.m. Again, that best chance for some rain shower activity becoming likely, as well as a slight chance, about a 20% chance of thunderstorm with that activity will be between the 22 local and 2 a.m. Time frame this evening. And we'll see those winds becoming a bit gustier up to around 20 knots. And then just behind the front, we'll see those peak gusts up to around 28 knots. So we do pick up that red risk for those winds at or above 25 knots. And do have that yellow risk for lightning with the low end chance of a thunderstorm with that activity, and with those yellow risk for reduced ceilings and visibilities with that shower activity moving through. And we'll start off the day much cooler, around 40 degrees on Thursday, and some breezy condition. Tides running normal at this time. Thursday we'll see partly cloudy to mostly sunny conditions. We'll start off slightly breezy, so do keep a yellow risk for those winds at or above 25 knots for the first couple hours of Thursday, but a downward trend in those winds with a high of 49 degrees. Partly to mostly cloudy with those increasing clouds. Thursday evening, as that low tracks just off the coast, we'll see a low around 35 degrees, a slight onshore component to the wind, keeping things from bottoming out too low. Green conditions expected for our weather risk. And then on Friday, we'll see mostly cloudy overcast conditions as that low is just off the coast. And we'll see a yellow risk for our preset with that chance of a few light showers or sprinkles around the area. Again, mainly during the afternoon and into the evening time frame. Once again, seeing a high around 49 degrees. And as we go into the extended forecast here, we'll see a mix of partly to mostly cloudy conditions on Saturday and breezy conditions, much cooler with a high just of 42 degrees. Low of 20 as we go into Saturday evening, and a high just around 35 degrees for our Sunday, but we'll see some mostly sunny conditions, but a slight breeze will continue to keep things very chilly for our Sunday. That continues into Monday with partly cloudy conditions, a high around 38 degrees, our low in the teens on Monday morning. And as we move into Tuesday, we'll see some increasing clouds and moderating temperatures with our high around 48 degrees. That's going to wrap up the 10 a.m. daily weather briefing. We'll be back again tomorrow at 8:15 and 10 a.m. Enjoy the rest of your day.